Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to October 2020. Yes, here we are in the heart of quite a powerful time. And, just before I sat down here, and I'm feeling through Aquarian energy, man, I just had this wave of deep compassion and care for you all. And I'm realizing you all need a little extra love right now. You're feeling a little worn out, a little ragged around the edges maybe, a little tired. I always have such an intense connection to you all, having so much Leo in my chart, and you all just being there connected to me. And so it's interesting when I tap in to you all and I feel that a little weary, a little wary of what's to come, a little wary of okay, what's next? What's next on this adventure? Oh my gosh, what is next? Admittedly, October is just powerful. It's not a linear month. We're working with a Mars and a Mercury retrograde. We're working more and more with Scorpio energy, which takes us through transmutation, transformation. We are working with the last months of Saturn and Jupiter in Capricorn. There's a lot going on. We also have two big old brilliant full moons this month, one on October 1st, one on October 31st. First one in Aries, second one in Taurus. There's a lot going on. Let's just put it like that. There's a lot happening. It's a deep, it's a rich, it's a mysterious month. And it is, I think it can actually be such an amazing tool. And the main thing with working with the energy in October is to just know how to use it and just kind of have a heads up about it so that you're not like, what is this, right? So that you can be with it and roll with it. And honestly, Aquarians, I know that you can, because you have this side to you that is absolutely able to work with some of the weirder, wonkier energies, right? And make it a part of the fun and part of the game and part of the exploration and part of the curiosity. And this month is important. It's a big review month because we have these big retrogrades happening and because we are preparing for Saturn and Jupiter to go straight to Aquarius. So your ruling planet Saturn and then the planet of abundance and expansion Jupiter are coming to meet you, and they're coming together basically. They're coming right in on the heels of each other to wake up this whole new era for all of us. And I don't know, maybe you feel a little intimidated by that. What do you do with Saturn and Jupiter just here we are? What do you do when that much energy ushers into your sign? And, the thing is that those transits are going to be so supportive of you. They're going to have you growing and building and creating and moving through the world. You are going to be flowing with these energies. They are both, Saturn is one of your original rulers. Obviously now Uranus is your ruler, but Saturn also works really well with Aquarius energy and Aquarian energy. And it means that, innovation from the ground up, right? And so, yes, that's a collective message. But I think for Aquarians individually, it's just going to be a time of getting to explore and play and build. And so this month of nonlinear time, high levels of energy on the unseen psychic level. So be aware of that if you're sensitive, which I know you all are secretly sensitive. 10 of Swords. Yeah, a little tired. I have such a dark sense of humor sometimes, but to me, honestly, the 10 of Swords it's that feeling you have when you just don't have the energy to deal with whatever BS from something before, something that maybe you would have gotten upset about or put yourself through the ringer before, and you get to this point and you're just nah, not anymore. But this month of review, this month of nonlinear time, this month of kind of mystery. Ooh, the World. Hello. Yes, this makes so much sense. You guys are getting these end of cycle cards Beginning of a new cycle energy. Wow. This is just a time to get ready. Those are actually the words that came to mind. Get ready. For those of you who listen to Abraham Hicks, Two of Cups. Oh, I love Aquarius. This is so awesome. I'm loving seeing these wonderful energies showing up for you. And Six of Swords. All right. Awesome. I love what we're working with here. Abraham Hicks says, getting ready to be ready to be ready. And that's a whole practice unto itself. But, like enjoying the getting ready, right? That's kind of what October is like for you. And even though we're not done, right? Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter are still in Capricorn. They're still in your 12th house. They're still doing their work there. There is just this sense like this is really the last weeks, the last 2 months. And there's a point of just taking that all in, listening into it. And for you all, yeah, there is a changing of the skins going on here. And this is what I'm saying with like working with October energy. Knowing that, we're going to like go behind the scenes. We're going to take a bath, like a ritual bath in some deeper energy. And we're going to allow ourselves to change form, right? And transform and shift perspective, right? And shift, like paradigm shift a little bit into our new form and shape shift a little bit. Once you know that that's what you're doing and that it takes some time and that there are going to be some emotions and there are going to be times when you're tired and times when you're energized, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like I can do that. When our expectation is, well, I'm just going to keep going and build this way and make this happen this way. And then that's not what's happening. It's like, this is so stressful. When you know that it's time to like lay down the arms when it comes to certain things and open yourself up to what's next, it can be really fun. And yeah, Aquarius, you are leaving behind a shore. And it's one of those things where maybe this is practical. Maybe you are literally moving. Maybe you are really literally leaving behind a job or a relationship or something like that. You may be doing those kind of transformations over the next few months. But this can also just be how you label yourself, how you define yourself, how you think of your identity and your work in the world and who you are. Like, this can also just be something that's going on inside of yourself as good things are happening. However that's showing up, there is just kind of this sense that the container, the brand, the outer skin that maybe you've worn for a while is going away. And, this comes with blessings. The Ten of Swords I love because it means that something that has been wearing on you or wearing you out is closing out, finishing, done. And the world, come on, a whole new world, right? This is the Alpha Omega card. It is about a closeout of something, but even more than that, it's like this is just about to get started. Like, are you ready? It's like the end of the first movie in a series comes out, and there's that teaser at the end, like that the next adventure is about to start, and you're just getting that little flash, like, oh, okay. That's kind of what October is for you all. And that's where the get ready energy came in. And it's important, with this kind of work to make sure you're nourishing yourself. This is a great time to be a little more invested in maybe some of your ritual practices, things that really work for you, whatever that is. You can really run the gamut depending on who you are and what works for you. Take the time, just really take care of your physical body, take care of your emotional self, let yourself feel things, take care of your psychic and energetic health. This is just a great time to get all lined up. And give yourself the rest you need if you are feeling worn out, if you are feeling a little intimidated by this next chapter, or a little worn out, and you don't really know how you're going to move with it. It's a good time. Now, yeah, there is a Two of Cups here, and this is a card of deep connection, right? And I do feel like, as the energies start to move towards your sign, and as we're coming out of 3 years of really heavy, intense work in Capricorn. I mean, really, really heavy stuff. And really beautiful stuff. You know, you can look over the last 3 years and really take that in. But as we're coming through that, we're starting to see a new way of connection, right? And we're starting to deepen relationships. We're starting to deepen our understanding of ourselves and therefore others. And I'm not that surprised that this energy is showing up right now for you all. There is something lucky about what's coming next with all the work. And yeah, you know, I'll say this now. Once again, we're gonna have to get into this a lot more in a couple of months, but I think that Saturn's gonna be in your sign for 3 years and 2.5 years. And that can seem intimidating, like, ooh, Saturn, right? But I find Saturn's work to be really powerful, especially in Aquarius. It's such a different vibe than the Capricorn energy. It's about liberation. It's about using the foundations we have to be liberated. And I just find that to be, you know, such a crucial part of connection, right? Of love, of connection, of partnership, any kind of connection, right? Is like connection and love and partnership and being close to others. Sometimes we get confused as humans and we think it's about that, like locking it in, right? And the real thing is that when you have a strong, beautiful foundation, it allows people to be free, and that allows them to put their feet firmly on that foundation and be together. And I think that theme just comes up for me, that if it's felt a little frustrating in that part of your life, and it doesn't just have to be romantic love, just connection in general, right? However that's showing up for you. There is this illusion right now to there being deeper connections, there being clarity there. Now, here's the deal. The Two of Cups is here in the midst of 3 cards that are all about moving from one shore to another. It's all about crossing the river. It's all about shedding the skin. It's all about being willing to acknowledge what's been learned and to move forward. Something to think about, right? Because you also have 6 of Swords. And technology is really fun. So my technology sometimes does funny things. You also have 6 of Swords. And this means that the deal is you have all the abundance ahead of you. You have all this amazing journey ahead of you, right? Of connection, of opportunity, of building. This month is just an important time to let yourself transform and leave behind the things that just, you don't need to torture yourself over anymore. I think this is something we all do to some extent in our lives, right? We all need to just check in with that every month, every couple of months. But sometimes there's just a point where, you know, as you're wrapping up a big learning cycle, a big year, a big 3 years, what have you, that you just say, oh yeah, I don't have to keep this, right? And this is a huge invitation, y'all. It's such a huge invitation to this next chapter of your life. And it's really comforting, actually. You know, the way I think about this, it's like sometimes you think of transformation as about the loss and about the grief and about the, you know, kind of just the overwhelm of it. To me, this is like the part of the transformation where it's like, what if I get to do the thing I really want to do? What if this works out? What if I explore this other opportunity? What if? Like, that's where it's at here with this energy. So I love that for you all. I'm really excited to see that here. And there's just this positivity to it. And I think that's kind of countercultural right now, right? Because the dominant message that gets inundated is the scary one. And while it's important to be conscious and to be aware and to care and to have empathy. Absolutely it is. It can't be the only tool we use in order to live this life. Like, it's that whole thing. If we just use what's already been imagined and put in place in the world, and we just use that as the only gauge for how we build our lives, nothing will ever change, right? We always have to be willing to dream past what's already been built in order to create the next dynamic. And for you, I think that's exactly it. And I just think that's such an Aquarian place to work from, right? I have some affirmations for you to take with you this month that I really love, and it has to do with nourishment and leaning into your journey, letting yourself have an open heart during this process. So here we go. I love my journey. I take care of my body and nourish it so we can go on adventures together. I am preparing and getting ready for new waves of energy. I welcome in all that is for me. Feels so good. I love saying those affirmations. You can find me on Patreon, where we are going to be doing deep dives. We're right in the middle of Mars retrograde right now. We're going to keep going. Such great community conversations going on over there for that. You can also find me on Instagram and on my website. I'll leave every link you need in the description box. You can also find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry on her Etsy store. I will leave her link below as well. I'm sending you, Aquarians, my love. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you. You have all taught me so much. I will see you for November and all the excitement ahead for that. And just have a beautiful October, a beautiful, magical, mystical, mysterious, wild October. And I'll talk to you soon.